Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick video on what chemotherapy is. I've had some people ask some questions that I think they could get answered through a video like this. The first thing, when you are diagnosed with cancer, for the most part, everyone will have to go through some kind of chemotherapy. The chemotherapy is dependent on what cancer you have, your age, your weight, a lot of that stuff. The first thing your doctor will discuss with you is the cocktail that you will have. The cocktail is just a different mixture of drugs that you will get. For Hodgkin's lymphoma patients like me, most of us go through ABVD chemotherapy. And each one of those letters stands for something different. Now, the quantity of how much of each drug you get is dependent on your weight. Someone that's 100 pounds compared to me will obviously have less chemotherapy than I will. We'll still have the same drugs, but we will have less. So that's how they determine that. If you lose or gain weight within usually about 10 pounds, that is when your chemotherapy will change. Not the drugs, only the quantity. If you lose 10 pounds, then they're going to give you a little less chemo. If you gain 10, they're going to give you more. So that's kind of how they figure that out. What chemotherapy does is when it's administered to you, it kills all the rapidly reproducing cells in your body. Cancer cells are rapidly reproducing cells, so the chemotherapy is given to kill that. Now, these drugs don't know the difference between a good rapidly reproducing cell, like your hair, or a bad rapidly reproducing cell, like cancer. The drug doesn't know the difference, so the drug is just going to kill every single rapidly reproducing cell you have. That's why you can have some issues with your gut. You have a lot of rapidly reproducing cells in your gut. Of course, your hair, your mouth. Those are some of the areas that you're probably going to have some issues with. So the chemotherapy will attempt to kill it all. And the actual goal of chemotherapy is to kill cancer cells before chemotherapy itself kills you. And I know that's kind of a dark and drab way to look at it, but it really is. Can it save your life? Yes, and chemotherapy does. But chemotherapy is horrible, horrible drugs that are meant to kill, and that's what they do. So you need to be prepared to feel like something is trying to kill you. I know. This is just sounding so horrible. If you're listening to this and you're freaking out, please don't. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying chemotherapy is a bitch, and it's good to be prepared for what may happen. One of the first things is when you're taking chemotherapy, it can be administered to you in different ways. It can go through soft tissues, it can go through a PICC line, it can go through a portacath. For the most part, they don't really do soft tissue anymore, because if you put chemotherapy into your vein in your hand, if for some reason the chemo blows through your vein and gets into your soft tissue, it can kill your soft tissue of your skin. Not good. But you also have a PICC line, whereas a lot of the times you see them on the inside of someone's arm. It's just these tubes that are hooked up to veins, and the chemotherapy is administered into the tubes, which then go into the vein. The tubes are permanent there. There's usually a sleeve that fits around them when you're not going through chemotherapy. One of the probably most popular ways to do it now is through a portacath, which is what I have. That's what this scar is right here. That portacath was inserted before you ever get chemo. It looks kind of like a little triangle, and it's plastic, and it has a circle on top that they will push the needle through your skin into your portacath, and it will go through that circle, and the chemotherapy drugs go through the needle into your portacath. Your portacath has a tube that runs up and into your jugular. That little circle scar there is where it was put into my jugular. You can actually kind of feel the tube under your skin, but it goes through the tube into your jugular vein, and then your jugular vein will transport it throughout your whole body. It's not painful when it goes in to you. There are some people that say that they can kind of feel it. Like one time I felt like my head was tingling once when I got it, but for the most part you can't feel it. Now the needle that goes into your portacath You'll feel that when they push it through for the most part. Sometimes you can get numbing cream put on it as soon as you get into your doctor's office. And within like 30 minutes, your skin is almost completely numb and you may not even feel it go into your skin. So that's good. But you can get up and move around when you are getting your chemotherapy administered to you. They go through a bag, just like an IV bag that hangs on your little pole with wheels. They'll put the bag up there, they'll hook it up to the lines, and the lines will run to your portacath for the most part, and it'll be administered that way. But you can unplug you got a little battery pack that pushes the chemo through the tubes and stuff. You can unplug that from the wall and it'll run on its little battery, and you can just walk hot laps around. So it took me 4 hours to go through my chemo, and I would get up several times and just walk around, because sometimes you just need to move around, you know. Another thing is you're getting pumped full of a lot of liquid, so you will have to go to the bathroom a couple times, and you probably won't feel very thirsty when you're going through chemo, but you will probably have to pee. But where I went to chemo, we had really nice leather chairs. You had a fridge in your armrest. You know, you had a remote that would let you like vibrate and massage and heat up, and it was really nice. But you had like your own TV. We had Wi-Fi, so I just brought my computer and screwed around. And you can have people visit you, bring you food. I mean, you can just kind of do whatever you want. But I would get up, walk around, go to the bathroom, look at stuff, you know. Like, I didn't really talk to a lot of people that were there, but I mean, I would like smile when I walked by, because you can kind of see other people. But there's also ways, we had curtains, so you could kind of close yourself off from other people if you wanted to. The way that we had it set up was 2 people shared a room, and it wasn't a room like a hospital room. You just had like the wall beside you, behind you, and your other side, but the front was pretty much open. So you had a little bit of privacy, but you were still open to, you know, the nurse's station and all that. You can't see other people when they were getting their chemo except for the person that's in your room. But like, we each had our own TVs, and you could, like I said, kind of close your little curtains if you wanted to. Some people just slept through the whole thing. I mean, it just really depends. But it's really not a bad experience when you get it. You usually don't feel sick, because when you get there, one of the first drugs they'll give you is an anti-nausea medicine, and sometimes they can give you a couple medicines if you really have a hard time with nausea. So you don't feel sick when the chemo is getting into your blood system. Again, you might feel like, you know, your head tingle or something like that, but for the most part, you really don't even feel it at all. So that's good, especially you don't want to get sick. Throwing up is not fun anyway, but throwing up when you're going through chemo, not only does it, obviously it hurts because it just sucks, but it takes a lot of energy out of you, and you're already running low on energy anyway, so be mindful of that. But what else can I tell you about chemo besides it sucks and what to expect? You usually, for the day that you have chemo, may not feel too bad. You may not even feel very bad that night. They also give you steroids to you know, prepare you for all the drugs they're going to give you. And the steroids can kind of keep you awake. So you might even have a little bit of extra energy that day, which is kind of crazy. But you might start feeling bad probably the next day, and then for however many days after. It depends on how your body can bounce back. But I know that's not covering everything, but I think it's a good starting point. So if you have any questions about chemo, or any comments that you have learned or that you've gone through, anything like that, please post it below so other people can see it. And if you have any questions you want to ask me, please do, and I'll make sure that I answer them. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.